Shabbat Shalom, everybody. We are extremely excited about the service for tonight. Not because Tammuz just started, that's exciting. We're in the middle of the summer, that's exciting. But a few things are happening, some of which you know about and some of which you don't know about yet. So first, I want to welcome, and this is not in a specific order of kavod, of honor, the bar mitzvah boy. The new bar mitzvah boy. Welcome, Caleb. He did an awesome job last week. Glad to see you back because usually, as you know, bar mitzvah is the perfect way of never seeing a child again. So he's starting a new thing, and I'm very proud of you for that. Almost as proud as the job you did last week. This is good. I would like to welcome everyone from Agudat Achim, from Agudat Achim. I love when we get to worship together. I love when we have special occasions and we take advantage of those special occasions by worshiping together. So a special welcome to Kendra Neil Schwartz, who brought the congregation, and David Ginsberg, the proud grandpa of Bar Mitzvah Boy, and thank you for coming and bringing the congregation. Bethany is not here, but I would like to thank the Federation for hosting the special events that will happen this weekend, including, I want a special welcome to Rabbi Dikla and her husband Adi. Pleasure. We're so glad to have you here. We can't wait to get to know you better. You're not going to have enough time in one weekend for all the questions we have for you, I promise you. So I'm glad this is the beginning of a connection. She's from our sister city of Omer, Israel, as you know, and a lot happens there. And the Shreveport community helps support some of the positive things that happen there, and hopefully we continue with that connections. And on a more selfish, personal note, I'd like to welcome my sister, and her children are back. The last time you saw them was 4 years ago, and as you remember, they sang a little bit then, and they will sing a little bit today. Only more of them will sing now. So some people will not sing on that row, and I will not tell you who, but some people will be singing for us this evening. So I'm excited about that. And I didn't announce those things because I wasn't sure that we would have them make it here, and I wasn't sure that they were going to be able to sing with us. So I'm very glad that they're here. So I am going to invite, over the summer, we do not assign people for blessers. So I am going to indulge, and on page 65, and so you're turning to page 65, and before I indulge who we're going to have be our secret blessers for the day, it has been busy time. I don't know how that happens. When the summer starts, you think that, and it's not officially the beginning of summer, I know that, but school got out for most of our kids around town, and most of our students, and some people, many people, wanted to be here this weekend and are away, and they're sorry they couldn't be here. Some people got away and came here, as that's their vacation. But it's been a hectic time, and so I invite you to begin Shabbat with taking some deep breaths with me. So we take a deep breath. We let it out slowly. We take another deep breath. We let it out slowly. You feel the tension leave your shoulders and your body. And I want to remind you that tonight's services are here. We'll talk about this more. Tomorrow's services are at Agudat Achim, but see what I did there? That was my Ashkefardik right there. What I just said. I started one way and ended it the other way. But you're going to hear a blending of traditions at both congregations. And so thank you for participating in all of the ways that we can. And please be aware of the fact that someone sitting next to you may do things in a different way than what you're doing. And enjoy that. Ask questions. And if they don't know what they're doing, then you get to be the guide. But thank you for that. So I am going to invite Helene and Bill to please come up, because I am glad to see you back too. After a wonderful vacation-ish, wonderful trip, and we want to hear all about that. Rabbi Jordan wrote a magnificent thing on Facebook about what does it mean to snip your child's hair at 3 years old. It's an awesome piece that I will be thinking about a long time. So I invite you to please turn to page 65, as we get ready to bless the candles and the Kiddush. Page 65, please rise.
As these candles give light to all who behold them, so may we give light to all who behold us, as their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu, lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen.
We praise you, eternal God, sovereign of the universe. You hallow us with your mitzvot and command us to kindle the lights of Shabbat. Let there be joy.
Let there be light.
Let there be peace.
Let there be Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. We continue either on 167 and 166 or 165, whatever Mr. Bill wants. Choices. Page 167.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagapim.
Amen. 166.
Now 166. We praise you, eternal God, sovereign of the universe, creator of the fruit of the vine.
Amen.
We praise you, eternal God, sovereign of the universe. You call us to holiness with the mitzvah of Shabbat, the sign of your love, a reminder of your creative work, and our liberation from Egyptian bondage, our day of days. On Shabbat especially, we hearken to your call to serve you as a holy people. We praise you, O God, for the holiness of this Shabbat.
Amen. L'chaim. There's not a lot in there. That's why. It's not because of the grape juice. You are welcome to be seated, but please say Shabbat Shalom to someone you came in with, to someone you didn't come in with. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. I know, Shabbat Shalom. Thank you. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Which one? I'm afraid to ask. We're going to continue on page 66. Oh, that's good. And I'm going to ask Rabbi Dikla and Cantor Neil to please come up and lead us in a Lecha Dodi, because that's when you know. And it doesn't matter which melody you pick, because we will fake it along with you. We're good at this. I have to ask you to please make sure that your voice reaches the microphone. That's all. Page 66, whatever melody you want.
Choice, you're the guest.
Yeah, fine. Yeah, pick up an Israeli melody of Lecha Dodi. We'll find it, whichever your favorite is. Pnei Shabbat nekabela, Lecha Dodi likrat kala. Pnei Shabbat nekabela, Shamo v'zachor v'dibur echad ishmiyanu, El ha'meuchad Adonai echad, U'shemo echad v'shemo tiferet v'letitila, Lecha Dodi likrat kala. Pnei Shabbat nekabela, Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nerchakim ekor, Abracha merosh mikedem nesucha, sof ma'aseh Shabbat tchila. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Hitori kiva orech, kumi uri, shir daberi, kod Adonai, alaich nigla. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. If you want, she's coming in now. Boi v'shalom, ateret bala gam b'simcha, uvetzola toch emune, am segula, boi chala, lecha dodi, likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Thank you. Are we confused about which way she came in? Some people thought she came in that door because that's the way they came in. Some people think that she came in that way because that's the east. And I think we were both right. We continue on page 67. O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, and the impulse within us for justice and mercy, we pray that this hour of worship may be one of vision and inspiration. Help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives. Bless all who enter this sanctuary in search and in need, all who bring to this place the offering of their hearts. May the worship here lead us to fulfill our words and intentions with acts of kindness, peace, and love. We've come together to strengthen our bonds with our people Israel. Like Jews of generations past, we celebrate the grandeur of creation. Like Jews of every age, we echo our people's ancient call for justice. Our celebration is a sharing of memory and hope. We are Jews, but each of us is unique. We stand apart and alone with differing feelings and insights, and yet we are not entirely alone and separate, for we are children of one people and one heritage. Our celebration unites many separate selves into a single chorus, and we are one in search of life's meaning. All of us know despair and exaltation. All bear burdens. All have moments of weakness and times of strength. All sing songs of sorrow and love. In this circle of hope, in the presence of the sacred, may the heart come to know itself and its best, finding a fresh impulse to love the good. May our celebration lead us to work for the good, and may this Shabbat give strength to us and to our people Israel. I'm going to invite Kent or Neil to please come up with me and help me with this round. I'm going to make this too loud. Okay. We're not going to hear you if we don't have a microphone. As loud as you are, we need. It's not the people in the sanctuary that I'm thinking about. Try it again. Hine ma tov u'ma na'im, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'ma na'im, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'ma na'im, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'ma na'im, shevet achim gam yachad. We get to go up. Hine ma tov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, shevet achim gam yachad. We're going to have to end it. Cantor didn't believe me when I said he had to be in front of the microphone. He truly had to be in front of the microphone. Because we're streaming. Anything that's not on the microphone is silence. They just heard a whole 2 stanzas of silence. But it is good, it is pleasant when we sing together, even if you can't hear the notes. Even if you can't hear the notes, it's wonderful when we sing together. We continue on page 68. Many are the generations of Israel, and in every age we have sought the living God through Sabbath rest and worship. This time and place hold the power to increase our joy in the eternal. O God, even as we seek you in the sanctuary, help us to know that your glory fills all space. Make us understand that you are with us at all times if we but open our minds to you. We feel the presence of your Spirit in our homes and on our ways. We see the beauty of your creation in mountain, sea, and sky, and in the human form. We hear you in the silence of our own hearts, speaking the truths the heart knows. May we be your witness to the world, your messenger to all the earth. May we show forth your image within us, the divine spark that makes us human. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabbah, be'alma divrach chiruteh v'yamlich malchuteh, b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chay d'chol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'v'zman kariv v'miru. Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'alam ul'almei almaya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shmei d'kudisha b'richu le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata tushbichata v'nechemata damihiran be'alma v'miru. Amen. Barechu et Adonai hamevorach. Baruch Adonai hamevorach la'olam va'ed. As day departs, as the dark of night descends, we lift our eyes to the heavens. In awe and wonder, our hearts cry out, Eternal God, how majestic is your name in all the earth. A vast universe. Who can know it? What mind can fathom it? We look out to the endless suns and ask, what are we? What are our dreams and our hopes? What are we that you are mindful of us? What are we that you should care for us? And yet, within us abides a measure of your spirit. You are remote, but oh, how near, ordering the stars in the vast solitudes of the dark, yet whispering in our minds that you are closer than the air we breathe. For you have made us little less than divine and crowned us with glory and honor. With love and awe we turn to you, and in the dark of evening we seek the light of your presence. One and only God, you have made each of us unique and formed us to be united in one family of life. Be with us, Eternal One, as we seek to unite our lives with your power and your love. We proclaim now your oneness and our own hope for unity. We acclaim your creative power in the universe and in ourselves, the law that binds world to world and heart to heart. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem, Kevod Malachuto, Le'olam Va'ed. You may be seated, except if you are Caleb. Caleb and Ivy. Would Caleb and Ivy please come help me with the Ve'ahavta? Please put you on the spot. I know you thought you outgrew this part, right? Yeah, but you do such a good job. I would love for you to continue doing a good job on all kinds of stuff for me here. Thank you. V'chol levavcha, v'chol nafshecha, v'chol ma'odecha, v'hayu ha'devarim ha'ela, asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha, v'shinantam levanecha, v'dibarta bam, v'shivtecha b'veitecha, u'v'lechtecha v'aderech, u'v'shochbecha u'v'kumecha, u'kshartam le'ot al yadecha, v'hayu letotafot b'einecha, u'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha, u'visharecha, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם, אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים, אני אדוני אלוהיכם. Man, if you did it that fast last week, it would have been like an hour-long service. Nice job, nice job, nice job. Thank you. We read it again in English, page 72, slower. You shall love your eternal God with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your being. Set these words, which I command you this day, upon your heart. Teach them faithfully to your children. Speak of them in your home and on your way, when you lie down and when you rise up. Bind them as a sign upon your hand. Let them be symbols before your eyes. Inscribe them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. Be mindful of all my mitzvot and do them. So shall you consecrate yourselves to your God. I am your eternal God, who led you out of Egypt to be your God. I am your eternal God. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness, a world waiting still to be redeemed, give us, O source of good, the courage to say, there is one God in heaven and earth. The heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and your love. From Egypt, the house of bondage, we were delivered. At Sinai, amid peals of thunder, we bound ourselves to your purpose. Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, we survived oppression and exile, time and again overcoming the forces that would have destroyed us. Our failings are many, our faults are great, yet it has been our glory to bear witness to our God and to keep alive in dark ages the vision of a world redeemed. May this vision never fade. Let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be one and at peace. Then shall we sing with one accord, as Moses, Miriam, and Israel sang at the shores of the Red Sea, and we're not going to do this one in Hebrew. We're going to do this one in English. Come on. Whoop, I'm stuck on something. For the chorus. Ready? My sister, my niece. And we're going to do this in this key, we hope, because we didn't get to rehearse this one yet. We're going to try. And the women dancing with their timbrels followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one who we've exalted. Miriam and the women danced the whole night long. And Miriam was a weaver of unique variety. The tapestry she wove is one which sang our history. With every strand and every flesh reflected her delight. A woman touched with spirit, she dances toward the light. You have to sing this part. And the women dancing with their timbrels followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one whom we've exalted. Miriam and the women danced the whole night long. Next verse. When Miriam stood upon the shores and gazed
across the sea, the wonder of this miracle she soon came to believe. Whoever sought the sea would part with an outstretched hand, and we would pass to freedom and march to the promised land. And the women dancing with their timbrels followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one whom we've exalted. Miriam and the women danced all night long.
another verse. And Miriam the prophet took her timbrel in her hand, and all the women danced her just as she had planned. And Miriam raised her voice in song, she sang with praise and might. We've just lived through a miracle, we're gonna dance tonight. And the women dancing with her timbrel followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one whom we've exalted. Miriam and the women danced and danced the whole night long. Miriam and the women danced and danced the whole night long. Miriam and the women danced and danced the whole night long. We'll stop. Whew. Thank you, ladies. You'll be ready for next year. Sure, unless you want to save it for the next song. No? Okay. I tried. Baruch atah Adonai Gal Yisrael, we praise you, O God, Redeemer of Israel. We continue on page 74 at the bottom with a prayer that's unique to the evening services, where we find comfort even when it's getting darker and scarier outside. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Eternal God, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up to find our hearts waiting to do your will. We praise you, Guardian of Israel, whose love gives light to all the world. O God of Israel, may our worship on this day help us to grow in loyalty to our covenant with you and the way of life it demands, the way of gentleness and justice, the path of truth and of peace. Vishameru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asut et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam. Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael oti le'olam, oti le'olam, oti le'olam. Vishameru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et ha-shamayim ve'et ha'aretz. Vishameru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam. Uvayom hashvi shavat vayinafash, shavat vayinafash, shavat vayinafash. Vishameru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam. Prayer invites God to let the divine presence suffuse our spirits, to let the divine will prevail in our lives. Prayer cannot bring water to parched fields, nor mend a broken bridge, nor rebuild a ruined city, but prayer can water an arid soul, mend a broken heart, and rebuild a weakened will. Please rise for the tefillah, which begins on page 76. Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi agid tehilatecha. Eternal God, open my lips that my mouth may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, v'Elohei Rachel, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואמהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. Your might, O God, is everlasting. Help us to use our strength for good. You are the source of life and blessing. Help us to choose life for ourselves and our children. You are the support of the falling. Help us to lift up the fallen. You are the author of freedom. Help us to free the captive. You are our hope in death as in life. Help us to keep faith with those who sleep in the dust. Your might, O God, is everlasting. Help us to use our strength for good. You are Kadosh, holy. Your name is Kadosh, holy. And those who strive to be Kadoshim, holy, declare your glory day by day. Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh. We praise you, Eternal One, the Holy God. You may be seated. You may stay standing. Yismechu v'malechutecha, shomerei, shomerei, shomerei Shabbat, korei oneg Shabbat. Yismechu v'malechutecha, shomerei, shomerei, shomerei Shabbat, korei oneg Shabbat. Mekadeshi, Mekadeshi Shavi Shabbat, Kulam Yisbe'u, V'yitangu mituvecha Shabbat. Yismechu v'malechutecha, Shomerei, Shomerei, Shomerei Shabbat, Korei oneg Shabbat. V'hashvi ratzita bo v'kidashto Shabbat, Chemdat yamim oto karata Shabbat. Yismechu v'malechutecha, Shomerei, Shomerei, Shomerei Shabbat, Korei oneg Shabbat. Zecher lema'aseh, lema'aseh v'reshit Shabbat. Zecher lema'aseh, lema'aseh v'reshit Shabbat. Yismechu v'malechutecha, Shomerei, Shomerei, Shomerei Shabbat, Korei oneg Shabbat. Yismechu v'malechutecha, Shomerei, Shomerei, Shomerei Shabbat, Korei oneg Shabbat. Always wanted to do that one. We read together on page 79. God of Israel, may our worship on this Sabbath bring us near to all that is high and holy. May it bind the generations in bonds of love and sharing, and unite us with our people in common hope and faith. And through Sabbath rest and worship, may we learn to find fulfillment and joy in the vision of peace for all the world. You are with us in our prayer, in our love and our doubt, in our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still, clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble and pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answer to our prayers. There may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel and all who seek you may find new strength for your service. Eternal source of good, we give thanks for the numberless gifts and blessings that fill our days, for life itself and its endless variety, for all that sustains body and mind, for love and friendship, for the delights of the senses, and for the excellence of your Torah, which deepens our life and enriches our days. Teach us, God of wonders, to work for a just and compassionate society where all may share your gifts and the gifts of freedom. Grant us peace, your most precious gift, O eternal source of peace, and give us the will to proclaim its message to all the peoples of the earth. Bless our country, that it may always be a stronghold of peace and its advocate among the nations. May contentment reign within its borders, health and happiness within its homes. Strengthen the bonds of friendship among the inhabitants of all lands, and may the love of your name hallow every home and every heart. We praise you, O God, the source of peace. Until now, we have been reading words that have been given to us throughout the generations. At this time, we say the words that are in our own hearts. We pray silently. Yihu leratzon, may the words of my mouth, imrei fi vehegyon libi, and the meditations of my heart, lefanecha, be acceptable to you. Lefanecha, be acceptable to you. Adonai Tzuri, God my rock, Tzuri v'goali, my rock and my redeemer. Adonai Tzuri, God my rock, v'goali, and redeemer. This time in our service, our hearts and our prayers turn to those who are ill or recuperating as we turn to the inside back cover. Cantor has a long list from Agudath Achim, and I have a long list from B'nai Zion. So we will say our names silently, but we invite you to call out names that you would like us to include in our prayers, if you have anyone for whom you would like us to be praying for healing. For all these names, for the names we choose to say in our hearts and not call out loud, we pray together. O God, in our hearts we name those who are facing illness and pain. We join our prayers with the prayers of all who love them. Give them renewed comfort and courage. Strengthen in them the healing powers you have placed within us all. Guide the hands and hearts of those who are entrusted with their care. May the knowledge of your love and ours give added hope to them and to their dear ones. May they find even greater strength because our prayers are linked to theirs. Baruch atah Adonai, Rofei HaCholim. We praise you, eternal God, the source of healing and health. And it has become our tradition to add. I think I'm starting to know more and more people who are abroad serving. And we say, Mishaberach avotenu v'imotenu, may the one who blessed and protected our ancestors, Guard all those whom we have entrusted with the responsibility of defending our freedom and protecting us in this country, in the land of Israel, and everywhere they've been called to serve. May they return home safely, and let us say, Amen. At this time in our service, and it is my pleasure, whether that's where I was going, to invite up Rabbi Dikla to give us some words, share with us. Shabbat Shalom.
It's a pleasure to be here, and thank you for the warm welcome that we have. Well, in Israel, it's already Shabbat for a while now, and here it's even not officially Shabbat yet. The sun haven't come down yet, and I want to share a few words with you. So, recently, an Israeli film called The Museum was released. It's a documentary film that describes events behind the scenes at the Israel Museum. And the movie opens up with a black screen. You hear a woman asking, "What do you see here?" And the man's voice describing to her what he sees. Now, slowly, the picture becomes clearer, and then you realize this woman is blind, and she's sitting in front of a picture in the museum. And then the interviewer asks her, "Well, do you come here a lot?" And she answers, "Well, I come here every day. Every day, someone else is describing me what you see in this picture." And the interviewer is very impressed, so he's asking, "So, if that's so, do you think you've already figured out what the picture looks like?" And the woman answers, "Well, I haven't been able to learn anything about the picture, but I've learned a lot about the person who describes it." Each person that stood by this blind woman saw the same picture exactly, but he described it in a different way, out of his own eyes, his own heart, his own associations, his own story. Parashat Korach, that we are reading tomorrow, can also teach us something about our choices, how to picture the reality in which we live. The opening of the parasha tells us how Korach and his followers banded together against Moses and challenged his leadership. They claimed that all the nations are holy and protested that Moses looks down on them. Moses doesn't understand what they are complaining about and asks, "It is against the Lord that you and all your followers have blended together. Who is Aaron that you should grumble against him?" In other words, Moses asks, "What do you have to complain about? They are from the tribe of Levi, the tribe chosen to be closer to God than all the other tribes. But that isn't enough for them. They want to be like the Kohanim." What is more, Datan and Aviram, the sons of Eliav, make serious accusations against Moses, and that say, I'm quoting, "Isn't it enough that you have brought us up out of the land flowing with milk and honey to kill us in the wilderness? And now you also want to lord it over us? Moreover, you haven't brought us into a land flowing with milk and honey or given us an inheritance of field and vineyards. Will you gog these men's eyes out? No, we will not come." In fact, these complaints are repetitive. We only read last week about the spies that slandered the land, and about the people of Israel that complained to Moses and Aaron that now they are going to die in battle. They would have been better off dying in Egypt or in the desert. The people of Israel never stop complaining, and they always stress the negative aspects of their situation. But let us think together. Is there another way to see the same situation? let's try to look at things slightly different. The people of Israel are wandering in the desert, right? I live in Omer. It's in the desert area, so I have some idea what's that like. Actually, you have some heat here, so maybe you also can identify, right? They have built-in air conditioning. They have the pillar of cloud, which also points out the direction they need to go in. Please go this way. Please go that way, right? They have a pillar of fire to give them light at night. Miriam, which we sang about, provides them water from a well, which is perpetually refilled. They don't need to work to provide food. They have man and quails falling from the heaven, right? Whew, food right here. They have God to watch over them and protect them. They have a promise from the same God who provides them with all of these benefits, who looks after them, who brought them out of Egypt and performed miracles for them. That same God promised that they would receive their own country, the land of Canaan, a land flowing with milk and honey. Meanwhile, he had never failed in anything he promised them, right? So why do they keep complaining? Well, each one of us has our own emotional baggage, which can guide us and make us act in one way or another. Some of these emotions have a beneficial effect, lifting us up and helping us handle things better. And some of them leave us where we are, usually in our comfort zone, or even drag us further down. The people of Israel are driven by fear, and they focus on the negative things. They don't stop complaining, describing a dark vision of the reality, and stop seeing all the good that happens to them. It leads them to despair and a feeling of helplessness, impotence, and ineffectiveness. Well, sometimes it's legitimate to complain, right, when things are hard. But it's a question of point of view and focus. What color do I choose to paint my life? The color isn't objective, it's a choice. Do I look at what happened or what didn't happen, should happen? Do I focus on the good parts or the hard parts? Do I know how to spot the opportunities that arise just when times are the hardest? For example, on last week's parasha, we saw two very different reactions to the same picture of the land of Israel. Joshua and Caleb, hi Caleb, and the 10 other spies saw the same land and agreed on the situation of the land of Canaan. But as opposed to the 10 spies that emphasized the difficulties and were driven by fear, Caleb and Joshua chosen to see and emphasize all the good. And they said, Tova haaretz me'od me'od. The land is extremely good. Me'od me'od is like very, very good. Tova haaretz me'od me'od. Right? They focus on the good, not the bad, and paint an optimistic picture. As well as focusing on the good, they have faith. In their statement to the people, they stress that this is God's will. God is with us, and He will give us the land. He brought us this far in order to succeed. They have a reason. They have a why. And the why let them deal with the how. It doesn't hide the difficulties, but it makes it easier to deal with them. We can all learn a lot about our own lives from these descriptions. Where are we allowing negative and down-dragging emotions to force us into depression and inactivity? How can we enrich our lives with more faith, more seeing and accentuating everything that is good, which will change our reality? Because looking at the positive isn't just focusing on one aspect that exists in reality. It actually creates it. Building up the muscle of looking at the good side makes us into different people, happier, better to ourselves and to others, more active. It literally and actually changes reality. Can we learn something from this parasha about the way we see the state of Israel today? You know, I came from there, so. We can always choose to focus on everything bad and scary. The security situation, all Israel's problems, the absence of the recognition and support that we would like to see for liberal Jewish denominations in Israel. If we look for them, we can find lots of reason to lose hope and give up. But what we can learn from the parasha is the importance of looking for what is good in Israel. It wasn't only at the time of the spies that the Jewish people was waiting to enter the promised land. Also, after we were scattered through the diaspora, the Jewish people continued praying, believing, and hoping for 2,000 years that we could return to Israel, that we would have a Jewish state open to every Jew, a state with fantastic achievements in education, in science, and technology, a state with great achievements in spite of only having existed for 70 years. And as part of the conservative movement in the world, we have a lot to be, and the reform, the liberal movements in the world, we have a lot to be proud of in the achievement of these movements in Israel, which provides a Judaism connected to its roots, pluralistic, open, and accepting all people. This is a great message for the state of Israel, something which the state of Israel needs. And yes, there are still things that need to be changed. There are still challenges. There are still things that makes us angry. But that is only a voice calling us to be part of it, to be involved, to be active, so that we can be even prouder of Israel. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you. I need a book. Can't wait to hear more tomorrow. She will continue her discussion tomorrow on Korach, Nachon, tomorrow at Agudat Achim. I can't wait to hear. And she has there are other things that she'll be talking to us and working with us about tomorrow as well, so I hope to see everyone there. We now turn to page 148, and I am going to invite the people who are younger than me from my family to please come up and open the ark for the, was that good how I said that? The people who are younger than me from my family to come up and open the ark. Yes, you are younger than me, Cedar. Come on up. Page 148. To open the ark. Please rise when the ark is open. Come on. Come on up. Come in. All right, grab a hold of the handles and open the doors. Thank you. You can help. Page 148. Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon hakol, la'tet gedula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu kegoye ha'aratzot, velo samanu kemishpachat ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'gohor aleinu ככל המונם, ואנחנו בנג'רניז קוראים, ומשתחווים ומודים, לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. We're going to continue singing on the opposite page in Hebrew. ונאמר, והיה אדוני, למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. And when the ark is closed, you may be seated. Thank you, everybody. Whoop. And you know what I forgot? Announcements. So you already heard some of our announcements, and that is that tomorrow we will not have Torah study. And we will not have services here because we will be at Agudath Achim. Who has the announcements for Agudath Achim? My other announcements are that on the last Wednesday of every month, I am at the Tower at the Oaks in the ballroom. I have a session called What Would You Do? Ethical Dilemmas from a Jewish Perspective from 2 to 3 on the last Wednesday every month, and everyone is welcome. But now they're asking that you please let them know if you're coming because the security is a little more strict about getting through the gates. And reminding you that the last Shabbat morning of June, on the 30th, Ben and Luke Muslow will become B'nai Mitzvah. 10:30 services. We will not have Torah study that morning. That's what I would like to tell you. David, would you like to share some information that's coming up? I am sorry. I almost barreled through the announcements.
Shabbat Shalom. Tomorrow morning, the activities continue with the visiting rabbi at 9:30 at the synagogue, Agudath Achim, with a breakfast, and followed by services, regular Shabbat services at 10 in the Agudath Achim sanctuary, with Devar Torah given by Rabbi Dikla. After Kiddush luncheon, both Rabbi Druckman and her husband, Dr. Druckman-Sherzer, will present separate talks at Agudath Achim related to the state of Israel. Then, later in the afternoon, Suda Shlishit and Mincha after the two talks. Next week, Friday, June 22nd, 7 p.m., we will hold our family service with songs and a story in the Agudath Achim chapel. And Sunday, June 24th, from 1 to 4 p.m., Agudath Achim will have their Save the Kitchen fundraiser with lots of good food and music. Please circle the date on your calendar. Come join us. And I think that I'm not going to repeat your announcements. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And I am supposed to announce that donations were made for these flowers in loving memory of Sadie Friedman by Herman Van Oss, in loving memory of Jay Glazer by Harriet Glazer, in loving memory of Richard Goulder by Kathy Plant, and in loving memory of Alfred Hyman by Dorothy and Bernard Lobel. And I am sad to say there are lots of things that we would like to do during our service today, but we won't have lots of time to do it because services should be over. We want to get to know Rabbi Dikla. And so what I know is it's Rabbi Dikla Druckman-Sherzer and Adi Sherzer Druckman. I love how that works, right? That you hyphenated in two different directions. I think that's awesome. So we have lots of things to learn from you, and she will be teaching more. They will both be teaching us some more tomorrow. And in our tradition, please come up. In our tradition here, we acknowledge that there are people in this world who run into dangerous situations for us and lose their lives doing so. So we, I'm sad to say, hurts that we have lost another person serving in our American military this week. We have lost 13 people this year already in America, American service people. We've lost 70 police officers this year, including 2 from Louisiana. We've lost 8 canine officers this year. We've lost 44 firefighters, including 2 from Louisiana. May their memories be a blessing. May their families be consoled. May we be forever grateful that there are people who run into dangerous situations for our sake and make the ultimate sacrifice. We continue on page 151. I read those names because I read the numbers instead of the names for them because I do not know when the funerals occur for them. Our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, let us meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. We continue on page 152. It is hard to sing of oneness when our own world is not complete, when those who once brought wholeness to our life have gone, and naught but memory can fill the emptiness their passing leaves behind. But memory can tell us not what we were in company with those we loved. It can tell us what we were in company with those we love. It cannot help us find what each of us alone must now become. Yet no one is really alone. Those who live no more echo still within our thoughts and words, and what they did is part of what we have become. We do best homage to our dead when we live our lives most fully, even in the shadow of our loss. For each of our lives is worth the life of the whole world. In each one is the breath of the ultimate one. In affirming the one, we affirm the worth of each one whose life now ended, brought us closer to the source of life, in whose unity no one is alone and every life finds purpose. However brief may be our time on earth, O God, you endow our fleeting days with abiding worth. We now recall the loved ones whom death has taken from us these last 30 days. We remember Lionel Eltis. And we remember congregants, parents who died within the past year. We remember Stephen Muslow, Janet Pachter Stewart, Henry Elaine Dreyfus, Flo Selber, Gloria Meyer, and Richard Stewart. And as we remember those who died at the season in years past, we take them into our hearts with our own. Those whose yortzites fell this past week, in our congregation, we observe the week that just ended. So we remember Eve Baskowitz, Louis Block Sr., Jacob M. Bodenheimer, Kurt Braun, Daniel Sinclair Bug, Leonard Burakoff, Urzi Nagy Deutsch, Ethel Willer Eltis, Sadie Friedman, Jay Glazer, Matthew Gold, Gertrude Goldman, Richard Goulder, Marcia Heyman, Alfred Hyman, Milton Levine, Helene Robbie Meyer, Jean Muslow, and Larry Blanchard. Sorry, Cantor.
It's the custom of Congregation Agudath Achim to announce the yortzites we will be observing in the coming week. And they include Maurice Scheinberg, Sam Dekowitz, Andrew Kowaller, Solomon Abramson, Norman DeLynn. And the conservative movement lost one of our younger leaders, a classmate of mine from the seminary named Rabbi Paul Drayson, with whom I had the privilege of teaching on several occasions. And just this morning, he was laid to rest after 3 years of fighting cancer. Zichrono Latova.
We continue at the bottom of page 153. In this moment of memory, our griefs and sympathies are mingled. Loving God, we rise as together we praise your name. On page 154 is the Mourner's Kaddish. The translation is on 155. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divra chiruteh v'yamlech malchuteh, b'chayechon u'v'yomechon, v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala v'zman kariv, v'imru amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mevarach, la'olam olamei olamaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach, v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal shmei tikudasha b'richu. Leila min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, da'am yidran bi'alama v'imru amen. Yehi shalama rabba mishmaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. Amen. You may be seated unless you're my family, the younger women in my family. Not to scare you. You should see everybody's face went like, ah! No. They knew that they were doing this. And get the microphone somewhere near to you. We don't know what key, but we're going to do it in this key. The fact that we're all together. Bless this house, for we are all together. bless us all. We may not meet again. Think of all the happiness that we found here. Take it home and share it with a friend. Come along. Come along, sing a song. Sing a song and you'll never say goodbye. And you'll never say goodbye. And you'll see and agree. And agree, friendship's one who need never die. Friendship's one need never die. One more time, because you can sing this. Bless this house, for we're all together. Bless this house, for we are all together. Bless us all. We may not meet again. We may not meet again. Think of all the happiness we found here. Think of all the happiness that we found. Take it home and share it with a friend. Take it home and share it with a friend. Come along, sing a song. Come along, sing a song. And you'll never say goodbye. And you'll see and agree. Friendship's one need never die. Friendship's one need never die. I need anyone under the age of 13 to please come up and help me. Please. Please. This is the good part. If you want to partake of some Onek Shabbat food, I would love for you to help me bless this challah. Come on, Ivy. Come on, Naomi. You can do this. Come on, come on, come on. Ivy, Naomi. Oh, it's just right. It's the two-person size. Ready? Hold this. Ready? And say this. Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Challah. Our voices rise in song together as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'te'avon. I get this. Take that and just break it in half. There's more for grown-ups up there. But first, please rise for the closing blessing. It is a blessing for us to be here together. I like that we started with a Hinei Matov and we ended with a bless this house, for we are all together. I like that the Torah portion talked not just about Korach, which is a lot about complaining. And I love that we get to complain, but I also love that we get to do something about it. And one of the things we get to do about it is to pray together, is to worship together and be together. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you. May God protect you. Yair Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. May that light of God's face shine upon you and be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God find that thing that God's looking for in you, that God wants to look up to in you. May God lift up God's face to you. May God grant you peace. Shabbat shalom. And then tomorrow say shalom. I want to do that. Shabbat shalom. Think of all the happiness that